ready. This is going to be exciting.
INDYCAR restarts up to go. Green flag is out and we're underway.
Just a few laps into this. Oh, the 37's getting loose. Oh, and he saves it. Oh, they're going 3 wide.
We've got a 5-way fight for the win of this race coming to 4 laps to go. He's gonna win it here in spectacular fashion.
Hello, welcome everyone to Sunshine State and Homestead Miami Speedway for the Goat Locker Racing Lincoln Tech INDYCAR Series on B-Speed. We take a break from turning right for a week and get back to the ovals, and this is going to be a good one. I'll be your host, Mike Browning, and with me in the booth tonight, fresh off a huge win last night, the Save 22 Truck Series, is Jackpot Samuel Yosef. Sam, congrats on the win, and hopefully you fully recovered from the victory party last night.
Well, the party kept going because now we're in Miami, so I already got my boat and everything, if you know what I mean. But yeah, no, it was fun on the Save 22 series for the trucks, and we're out here in Homestead, one of my favorite tracks, and so I'm excited to see the race tonight.
Behind the scenes, we have our producer Skylar Daly. Don't want to forget about him. We'll take a look at our track map. And it looks pretty simple, but this track has a lot of character that makes for some great pack racing and multiple lines to make a pass. This track has variable banking in the corners and allows these drivers to get out of line and get some clean air to get out of that aero wash. Keeping the tires in the right temperature zone for maximum grip will be key to a win tonight, and watching the driver in front of you simply drive away. So we've got 100 laps. Qualifying is just about over. We got pit road speed tonight, 45 miles per hour, unlimited tires, 1 fast repair, and a 75% fuel capacity. So should play into some good pit strategy, and we'll have to see what these guys decide to do.
Yeah, definitely. Looking at the point standings, Brian Provo has a commanding lead over Mario Jacob Ellis, has a really good couple of races to just solidify himself on the top. Jamie Lipke in third place, not too far from Jacob Ellis, is on, currently looks like she's on pole right now. So I know on oval, Jamie Lipke is a force to be reckoned with. So a couple good battles here in the points. Hopefully Brian Provo can extend his lead tonight. And looking into, I think we got 10 seconds left on the clock. Yeah, 10 seconds left on the clock. So looking at the track, not many drivers left on the track. So, and we could get into the pole award. Let's see who's on pole. Jam Printing and Promotions Pole Award will be presented to Jamie Lipke, coming in with a 24.9. And on her outside is no other than Rick Ravon, the defending champ, coming back to haunt these drivers, I would say. In the second row, we got Brian Provo, championship leader, with John Hamby on his outside. Mark Amini comes in at 5th with newcomer Jeff Benson in 6th place for his first race. Jason Kristen, previous winner at Chicagoland this season, starts at 7th with Bill Mulfield, our favorite driver, out in 8th. Kyle Deering back in the lineup now, starting at 9th with no other than the impersonator, Thaddeus Frio, starting in 10th. And to round out the field, it's going to be Billy Sigmund starting in the back. Well, Mike, we're going to be racing under the lights here in Homestead, which means the track is going to be cool. Tires really won't be an issue other than just wear over the long run. So it's going to be looking to be a nice race tonight.
Yeah, I think as far as tires go, you just want to maintain some good air through the corners. You get sucked up behind somebody's rear wing, that's going to start giving you going to take away your downforce. It's going to give you quite a bit of push, and that's a good way to scrub off the tires. So it'll be interesting to see how people play this out with the variable banking. You can move up a little bit. If you get too high up, you're probably going to be dropping back.
Yeah, definitely, and it's gonna be interesting actually, where it's honestly just two lanes out on track tonight. So, like you said, the low lane and the high lane. Preferably, drivers want to be on that low lane, but uh, with the tire differences that may overcome, and with the pitch strategy, wouldn't be surprised if some drivers just stick to that high line to get passes done tonight.
Yeah, it's good to see Jamie up front. She's had a rough couple weeks. Throughout practice here tonight, she was very quick throughout. So at one point in the very beginning, she was 2/10 faster than everybody. So she's got a lot of speed, but she's got the big dogs behind her in Rick Ravon and Brian Provo.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, honestly, talking with Jamie this week, knowing she's really good at these ovals in the IndyCar, really knows how to navigate her way through. She's going to be looking for that win tonight. So my eyes are on Jamie Lipke tonight. I think Rick Ravon will put a challenge, but I think Jamie Lipke will be able to hold her off tonight. Well, as we round out, pace car lights are off. Rick Ravon gives a little wiggle. We're running into the restart zone presented by Extreme Scoring, and we'll be off. Green flag in the air. Jamie Lipke gets the start, but Rick Ravon has even a better start. It's going to be a close one into turn one. Will Rick Ravon cut her off into turn one? Yes, he will. So Rick Ravon takes the lead. Dirty air right on Jamie Lipke's wing, but Jamie's going to have that exit on turn two and straight back into the lead. And this is oval racing in IndyCar.
The top four are side by side, wing to wing. John Hamby sneaks up on the inside of Rick Ravon, moves from fourth all the way up to second.
Yeah, Rick Ravon and Brian Provo really trying to get past on the outside. And now you start to see those different lines that drivers are going to choose. You want to get that clean air on that wing so you can have some downforce, but also want to have some speed coming off the corner. And really looking at it, Jamie Lipke has just gone out into a 6/10 lead. So she clearly wants to put her foot down and just go. So I'm very surprised to see how far she's gone.
I was just say apologies to Rick because I said Hamby was in second, but Jamie's so far out in front, that was only for third. Brian Provo shoots down to the inside with a big move under Rick Ravon, and don't look too far back there. Marcamini is on the move on the high side.
Marcamini, one of our resident drivers, comes in from time to time to race, but when he's on the track, he is always in for those podium positions. So good to see him out on track, and I'm sure he's just waiting to see how far he can go before making a move.
This is some great racing. We have second through seventh in a pack within a second of each other, and Jamie Lipke has pulled out to just over a second lead. Very impressive so far.
Right about that. So with these drivers holding their lines, I'm very surprised to see a bit of calmness right now. With these lower track temps, it really is going to allow these drivers to not really worry about their tires get chewed up by the hot temperatures that they're used to in the Lincoln Tech IndyCar series, and just really focus on making sure they hit their points. And I'm looking back, I think John Hamby is putting a move onto Marcamini. Oh, no, actually, he's fell back a little bit. So just look at that shot right there. Just each in their own line. It's great to see.
Yeah, that's what makes IndyCar racing at an oval like this so good, is you can move out of line, get some clean air on that front wing, and it just looks awesome on TV. Nearly three wide there in the back.
Yeah, nearly 3 wide. We're about to be 7 laps in, and it seems like Jamie Lipke heard the horns and was gone, just like it's the Kentucky Derby or something, because that horse is gone from the field. 1.2 seconds in front of Brian Provo, with Marcamini and Ravon battling for that final podium position. And it's just really I'm really enjoying this race right now.
See Jamie starting to bob and weave on the backstretch, trying to break that draft to Provo. She's stretched it out a little bit, but she doesn't want to give him any air to come back on her.
Definitely. So, I mean, we're looking at this race. I didn't get to check on what the fuel strategy is like. I know it's 75% fuel, but not really sure how many laps that strategy will take. I know some of these drivers may want to caution to come out with it being an oval race and full course cautions are on. but you really got to start thinking that, if you could save your tires on the beginning run, you might be able to start catching up and catch up to these drivers up front.
Marcamini has a little bit of a slip up there coming out of 4. Loses a little bit of time, has to pull in behind Rick Ravon, and Jason Christian sucks right up to that attenuator. Almost lost 2 spots.
Yeah, and Jason Christian, like I said, winner of one of our recent oval races at Chicagoland, definitely knows his way around these tracks. So he is definitely a force to be reckoned with these drivers, and they're all ripping the high line. I'm very shocked to see with the cooler temperatures that these drivers prefer to be on the high line rather than on the bottom. Maybe it's just I'm not on track right now, but maybe it's just more grip and the better exit coming off the corner, staying on the high line.
Yeah, a little bit further back on Deering and Basin there, swapping back and forth. It seems like every lap I see on the leaderboard there, those two swapping positions. Battles all throughout the field.
Yeah, we're looking at that. We have our camera on Jeff Benson. Jeff, new to the league, new driver coming in. And it's good to see some new drivers out on track enjoying themselves. And Jeff is really just getting into these battles right here. So looking forward to see what Jeff can bring to the league. Has Kyle Deering in front of him. And I see somebody's face on his nose. And honestly, that's kind of scary if you got somebody's face on their car.
Yeah, I was trying to look at that earlier, try to figure out what he had on the side of that car. Looks like something for dummies, so he must have bought the book, but it's working because he's still making good laps.
Yeah, and while we look at it, Marcamini is starting to make a move on Rick Ravon, and also at the same time, Brian Provo is starting to catch up to Jamie Lipke. So the battles are starting to heat up as the sun goes down. Track temp did go up about 2 degrees since we dropped the green flag, and I think the track is starting to come alive. Homestead, really known for its quick racing. Great weather out here in South Florida tonight, and I'm excited to see what's going to happen going forward.
Yeah, that fast start got Lipke out front. A little bit out of draft range, but maybe the tire's heating up a little bit. Maybe pushed a little bit too hard to get that lead, and Provo's picked up about 3/10 on her. He's starting to sniff that air from that rear wing.
Definitely. Well, I don't know, Mike. Looking at this right now, 13 laps in, Jamie looking with the commanding lead. I wonder if those tires are going to start to fall off now going into this run. But with these ovals, like, what's the biggest thing that you're thinking of right now, this deep into the race with no cautions?
The biggest thing I'm thinking of would be trying to maintain my strategy. If I was planning on trying to save some fuel, stick with it. Don't let the leaders, the leaders can run out there and do whatever they want. Stick with your strategy. Try to maybe do an undercut. For everybody out front, I mean, it's just full go and try to be the first one to make the first call down to pit road. The other night in the Indy Next Series, Rick Ray Vaughn made the call to come down super early and made a huge difference. And I think that's probably going to see something along the same lines tonight. That undercut's going to be pretty big.
Yeah, going through the field, it looks like John Hamby and Kyle Deering are starting to get into a little battle right now. John Hamby just hanging on to the back of Kyle Deering with that dirty air really affecting him. And just watching these two battle, you just see Hamby just trying to go a little bit higher than the bottom, but to stay within the draft. And, great shot that we're looking at right here, just showing what Hamby needs to do to have some clean air on his nose. And just running through this, I know with these cars, especially on a track like Homestead, it's very easy to stay in one gear, whether it's fifth or sixth. Preferably, I would rather be in fifth gear with a lower engine mode to save some fuel. But I know Hamby's just trying to figure out his way past Deering.
Yeah, if we can get an in-car shot of some of these guys, or maybe see if they are shifting or if they're staying through the same gear. In Hamby's in-car right now, and it looks like he's sticking in sixth gear. You can see he's trying to shade there he drops it down for the exit. I was going to say, when I did a couple test laps here, you do lose enough speed in sixth gear that you kind of need that to drop it down to get that little bit of RPM. It just has a little bit of drag and pull coming out of the corners in sixth.
Yeah, definitely. Just going through the gears. I know qualifying is on fifth gear, but it looks like Mulfield is having a huge run on Hamby coming down the straight and gets that pass done. Bill Mulfield getting past. Oh, no, not Hamby. I apologize. Jeff Benson is who Mofield just passed. So great pass by Mofield right there. Uh,
And you see
going
that line difference. Bill lost a lot of time on exit, but he comes right back up to the rear wheel, and Dyson didn't really have kind of threw the block on him, but just kept it in front to keep that dirty air on Bill, and loses a little bit more time.
Yeah, and this is oval racing at the Indy. Like just because the person just got past you doesn't mean that you're out of the fight. And Jeff Benson really showing his strengths here in his first race at GLR. So great to see him proving himself out on track. Well, 21 laps through, Jamie Lipke still in the lead with a 1.4 second lead over Brian Provo. Looks like that chase by Brian Provo has stalled quite a bit. And Jamie Lipke having that commanding lead. Like I said in the beginning of the race, I have my money on Jamie Lipke to win this race. She's been talking to me all week about what she's doing to fine tune this race. And she was excited with these cooler temperatures to really put pedal to the metal. And honestly, if I was Jamie Lipke, I would wish it with Mario Kart and I could throw a banana out of the rear of my car just to slow down Provo more. But clearly, she doesn't need that right now. She has all the clean air she needs in front of her in a commanding lead.
Yeah, she's got a very clean line. She runs a little bit higher in 1 and 2 than she does in 3 and 4. Still continues to serpentine down that front and back stretch, just not willing to give any air to Provo behind her, but really clean, not a lot of wiggle. Seeing a couple of wiggles from some of the guys farther back in the field. It's pretty easy to snap this thing loose or to catch the apron. So nice, clean, consistent race for her, and it's great to see after the rough couple of weeks that she's had so far.
Definitely. And we're looking at it now. I think Rick Ravon has turned on the jets. He's pushing through, running the high line on our championship leader, Brian Provo, and it hits the clean pass into turn 1. That is textbook Ravon right there. Sets you up on the back end of the track to get that pass done on the front end. So great pass by Provo. And then, great pass by Ravon. Apologies. It looks like he's going to set his sights now on Jamie Lipke for first place.
Yeah, got a super fast run out of 4. Great run down the front stretch, put it down on the inside, and made a nice clean pass, and is starting to walk away. Got 3/10 on him after 1 lap. And maybe Provo trying to push a little bit harder than he wanted to get back to Lipke has kind of hurt his tires a little bit, or he's trying to save a little bit of fuel. Maybe he's got a strategy of his own that he wants to try and play out and doesn't worry about who's in front of him.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing now is we're getting 26 laps into the run, so I know fuel is going to be that concern for some of these drivers. Maybe Rick Ravon has now gotten the fuel that he wanted to save in a lower map mode and has turned up the engines just a little bit, or just needed the clean air, save the tires a little bit more. It could possibly save a little bit more fuel than Jamie Lipke, who's clearly in the best place to be right now to save fuel and extend the lead out. So definitely a lot of chess moves happening right now on track.
A close battle back here in the 9th position. Bill Mofield and Thaddeus Friel have been side by side for multiple laps, just right on the rear wheel each time out of the corner, and neither one can complete the pass. See if Friel can get it right here. He does, but Bill Mofield's going to have a great run. Doesn't know which way to go. He's going to go up top. He's going to lose a little bit of speed. And it looks like Friel is going to solidly take that position until Bill comes right back on the outside, coming back down the front stretch.
Yeah, just Bill Mofield really has improved so much throughout the season in all series that he's participating in. But Thaddeus Friel,
real close to the rear there. Had a little bit of a wiggle from Thaddeus, and Bill was right on the back end. I'm not sure if they had any contact. It doesn't look like there's any damage, but that was very close.
Definitely. So close between Thaddeus and Bill. Just showing how close this racing is. Bill going on the high side, Thaddeus going on the low side. And this is just IndyCar racing at ovals. Just close contacts, split seconds decisions. If you can't make the right decision, it could turn into a world of hurt.
A little wiggle from Friel there, and Bill's going to go around the outside. Again, I think he caught a little bit of that apron and had a little wiggle. Allows Bill to get around the outside there.
Yeah, definitely. Well, I guess since we have a little break in the action, I guess we could bring up one of our sponsors for the series, seeing that American flag right there. It's going to be Save 22. Day 22 is an organization dedicated to preventing suicide among veterans, active duty veterans, personnel, and first responders in our country. Their unwavering mission extends to the four critical pillars, which are shield, assist, volunteer, and educate. Say 22 is a great organization. They sponsor a lot of things here at GLR, and we couldn't be more than happy to have them as a partner here at GLR.
Yeah, absolutely. Just got actually a couple weeks ago. I got my Save 22 sweatshirt in the mail. That's a cool sweatshirt. They do a lot of good stuff for a lot of good people, and we're happy to have them here with us.
Well, as we get back into the action, I see Jason Kristen and Mark Amini having a little battle out. Jason running the high side, Mark Amini running the low side. So I know Jason has a huge run coming down into turn one. Doesn't really take a look onto the inside, and I think he's going to go for the outside push, and it probably will work. Carry all that speed, so side by side down the backstretch. And we see Brian Provo going down low. I think he's going to hit the pit road. Yes.
Going into pit road, yep.
Yep. So just for everybody's information, the pit road entrance for Homestead is all the way in the backstretch. So Rick Ravon actually hit the pit right now. So Rick Ravon and Brian Provo hitting the pits, 34 laps for these drivers. Looks like the cycle is going to start.
Jamie's going to follow in one lap later. We're going to see how this plays out. I believe Lipke had a little bit over a second and a half lead before pit stop started. So hopefully she had a good hot lap in and try and get a hot lap out.
Yeah. So Provo
puts Kristen in the lead with Mark Amini in second. And I have seen Kristen pulling a lot of speed here late in this race. He has been running that high line. I saw Rick doing something similar. So a couple different strategies. Mark Amini hot into pit lane. Goes right up to the rear wing. Almost loses it. Still coming in hot. Got a much better entry into pit road.
He gained a position out of that.
He was pushing hard. Thought they were going to make contact there for a second, but man, that was pretty exciting.
So Bill Mofield leaving, and we have Mark Amini and Kristen taking it to their pits. And Claudius Friel's the last driver out that hasn't pit. So it looks like
Provo on the outside of Lipke, right in between, shoots the middle.
So that would be for the race lead once the cycle ends. Provo in front of Lipke. And so now it's a battle for Lipke to get that place back, but everything works out. It looks like, Rick Ravon.
It looks like Rick has a 3-second lead. So 3 seconds faster on that pit cycle.
So the undercut definitely worked out for Rick Ravon. He has the lead going into once Thaddeus Friel takes his pit stop. So once Thaddeus hits the pits, it's going to be Rick Ravon in first, Brian Provo in second, Jamie Lipke, our pole sitter, in third. And I just heard that the leader has started his pits, so Rick Ravon will assume the lead once he gets back onto the front stretch, and our reigning champion in the lead for this race. And I'm not shocked. Rick Ravon does the undercut and comes away with a larger lead than what he was behind Lipke for the pit stop.
Yeah, and I see, I believe Basin, no, he did get his lap back. So Basin was a little bit slower on that pit stop. He's lost a few positions, possibly just from staying out longer.
Definitely. So Thaddeus is definitely going to have the freshest tires out there, so he might make some positions. But the battle right now on track is between Provo and Lipke. They have been switching back and forth between their positions. Absolute cinema happening right now between the championship leader and the driver that's trying to get into second place in the championship. Points galore right now.
Big run coming here from Jamie on the inside.
Huge move into turn 3, and just beautiful move, but Provo's going to have the speed coming out of the corner. Will Lipke cut off that run? Looks like she won't. She'll hold her line up top. Provo goes on the inside, and just this is great racing right here, folks. You got Jamie Lipke setting up her run again. Hits the wall a little bit on
Jamie
exit.
touches the wall.
Hopefully that's not damage for Jamie Lipke, but these cars are so aero sensitive that any little damage will slow you down. Slides up the track.
It looks like a big push there. She may have.
Oh, that is.
She
I'm
may have
hearing
gotten a little bit of damage there, but she is coming back in.
she's coming in, but I'm hearing from our producer Skylar Daly that Markamini is starting to put fast laps in. So while they battle, right behind them is Markamini, the unassuming driver that we love to see. One this season at Watkins Glen, knows his way around these tracks. He's creeping up right behind them, and if they continue to battle, do this 1-2 passing that they're doing, little tango, little samba, since we're in Miami. Markamini is going to be right back here, right behind them, real close in a couple laps, and it's going to be a three-way battle for second place. I don't know if you're getting this, Skylar, but the weaving that I'm seeing right now from Lipke and Provo, they're literally doing a line dance between each other through this track. It's amazing to watch, and yeah, we got it right on there. Looking at the weaving, Lipke is over this position switching and wants to get away, and the more that these two battle, Rick Ravon's just going to get away. They're ruining their race battling each other like this, but I guess
Yeah,
they want the position.
Not only do they have to worry about Markamini coming up behind him, he's running about a tenth, sometimes 2/10 faster than these two. But as they do this back and forth, Ravon is just checked out. 4.5 seconds up already.
Ravon is checked out, and it's continuing to weave back and forth. So they really aren't really trying to work together to get back up to Ravon, and they're just battling for the position. So as they continue, I'm looking through the rest of the field. It looks like John Hamby might have had an issue, and he is out of the race. It looks like he's pushed the car back. So John Hamby has now retired from the race. So unfortunate to see. Thaddeus Real in ninth, Jeff Benson in eighth. They're having a little battle between Thaddeus, or not really a little battle, but Jeff off on track.
Benson has
Lost the wheel.
Crashed. He's going to have to try and make an entire lap to get back to pit road and try and avoid towing, because that's going to ruin his race.
Yeah, just looking at back, Jeff coming into turn 3 starts his arc correctly, but it looks like he just gets stuck. Might have burnt his tires a little bit and just gets loose on the rear coming in. It slams the inside wall. So unfortunate for our first time racer here in GLR in Jeff Benson, but he does have a fast repair. As long as he gets back to the pits, he will be able to get back on track, but unfortunate for him tonight.
Yeah, that looked like he was trying to save that thing for the entirety of turn 4 and just finally broke coming out of that banking. He has gotten down onto the pit lane though, so he will keep it out of the way. We stay caution free, and these two are just going to continue to go at it for the rest of the race, I think.
Yeah, as I was saying, going through the field, Thaddeus Friel now in 8th, Mofield in 7th, Kyle Deering having a good race in 6th, Jason Kristen in 5th, catching up to Markamini a little bit. Markamini in 4th, Brian Provo has now settled into 3rd, and Jamie Lipke has set sail to catch up to Rick Ravon, but for right now, it looks like Rick Ravon has a commanding lead. And looking at the last pit stop, it looks like the drivers can make it on 34, 35 laps. So we are 15 laps into this run, so about 20 more laps. Looks like we'll have one more pit stop that will go to the end. And seeing how powerful that undercut was for Rick Ravon, I'm sure Jamie Lipke and Brian Provo are thinking about that now with Ravon up ahead by 5 seconds.
Yeah, absolutely. And these drivers are going to have to sit in that cockpit and do some mathing. And I know when I try to do that, I end up screwing it all up because I can't walk and chew bubblegum, let alone drive a race car and do math. So hopefully these guys can get it right. I have noticed this is about the time that Provo kind of started to level out and Ravon and Jamie started to pull away. And it's kind of looking similar. It looks like Jamie has kind of broke free from Provo, a little bit over a second ahead. 1.2, so she's kind of checked out from there, and it's kind of looking like the last pit run or the last fuel run where Provo's got a lot of speed at the beginning, but there's just something that not quite clicking halfway through these runs, and he's just kind of losing a little bit of time to the leaders.
Yeah, definitely. And one thing about INDYCAR ovals, if you're not familiar with it, the biggest thing these drivers have to deal with is not only dirty air with the car in front of them, but their lines. I'm hearing a car slammed the wall multiple times. I don't know who it was, but as I was saying that, it might have been Mark Amini or it might have been Jason Kristen. Ooh, Jason just hit a
Jason was
little bit.
very, very close on that exit of turn 4 there as you were signing that.
Yeah, so like I said, the not only did these drivers have to deal with dirty air, but with the tire scrub that they are dealing with, the lateral G's coming through these corners, every lap gets worse for their turn in. And so they just have to figure out what's the best line to save my tires so that as these other drivers may drop off in speed, I can stay consistent with speed. So um Jamie knows how to do it based on the racing I've done with her, but we're gonna see how that plays out as we got Jason Kristen and Mark Amini starting to battle up. I know Jason hit the wall a little bit, but it looks like he got a speed boost out of it, and he's starting to close up. He does have fresher tires, a little bit fresher tire. No, they came in at the same time, so I apologize on that. Same lap tires as these, and it looks like Mark Amini is starting to put that dirty air. So a little mind games and a little trickery going on. But it looks like Jason Kristen doesn't care. He's pulling up to the inside. Is he going to make the move going into turn 3? And he does not. He saves it from doing that. So he's trying to feel out what Mark Amini is going to do, but it's a great battle starting to blow up right here.
Now he dips down to the inside. As I say, I've been watching the last few laps. Jason has a really high line going through these corners, and he's gaining a lot of speed. He doesn't really seem to like that bottom lane. He's kind of been the opposite of what Provo was. In the later part of these runs, he has gained a lot of speed and a lot of time. So he's found something up there that's really working for him. And I don't know if Mark Amini's trying to find it as well, or if he's just trying to put that dirty air on him. But whatever he's doing, it's working so far.
Yeah, it's working so far, and both these drivers are running a little bit faster than Brian Provo right now. I don't know if Provo has a little damage or not, but they have caught up to the back of Provo. So it's now going to become a three-way battle for this third place position before our last pit stops of this race. And Brian Provo, even though he has a commanding lead, he does not want to give up more positions, as it looks like Mark Amini has a huge run coming out of 4, going on the inside of Provo and takes that third place. So I don't know if there was any damage from Provo. Maybe he was the one that I heard that banging noise from somebody hitting the wall, but he's starting to slow down as Jason Kristen and Mark Amini start to pick up their speed.
I was going to say that was a huge run with a ton of speed, and Provo just looks like something is off. I wonder if maybe he's turned it down a little bit. Maybe he's going to try and play a little fuel game, but he's losing a lot of time in a lot of positions right now. He is dropping like a rock.
Yeah, Provo is running about half a second slower than Rick Ravon right now, who's running a 25.5. Provo running a 26 flat on that last lap. So like you said, definitely could be playing that fuel game, turn down his engine mode, and is going to extend his run as best as he can. Probably to have fresher tires for it. But if I were him, I would go all out and just go for the undercut, because clearly the undercut is very powerful right now at this track.
Yeah, I said the only thing that I can think of watching this is that wall banging that you heard was him, and he's got some damage and losing some speed, because this is just very uncharacteristic of Brian to just be falling back so far.
Yeah, definitely. So we have, looking through the field, looks like Jamie Lipke is starting to work her way around some lap traffic as Thaddeus Furl in front of her. So a little bit dirty air is going to hold her up a little bit. We'll see if Thaddeus gives her the space to get past. He goes high, she goes low. And it looks like that pass will be done, but I know Thaddeus will have some speed coming out, so hopefully he doesn't really put a battle to it. So,
he takes a look. He's thinking about it, but he decides otherwise.
He looked. I paused for a second because it looked like he took a look and was like, maybe I'm going to go for it, but he didn't.
He is the impersonator, and Provo is in pit road, so whatever was going on, he has decided that he's had enough, and he's bringing it down to pit road.
Yeah, Provo and pit road, definitely a little bit earlier, 8 laps early than what typical run would be. He might be splitting it up just a little bit for the fuel run to carry less fuel in the end. But definitely Provo's in. I'm looking at his car, jacks her up. Nothing changing on the car that I can see on the body. So if he had damage, it was minuscule. Quick pit stop for him. 31 seconds, so 4 tires, and he's out, and he has a full tank of fuel. He's good for the rest of the race.
Yeah, and when he came in, his lap before that was a full second slower than Rick Ravon's. So You know, if he did have that damage, he should. Oh, 3 wide here. Jason Kristen
my.
all the way
There
from
we
the
go.
top to the bottom, trying to get around Thaddeus Friel. He's got the inside on Marcamini, and he clears him. What a move!
There we there. Those moves happen, and I think Jason used Thaddeus as a pick on Mark and Meany and was able to get past. So Jason definitely making the smart move, get past around Thaddeus Friel, and they're off in the distance. Jason in third now, with Provo dropping for his pit stop. They're about 1.7, 1.8 seconds behind Jamie Lipke, who is running about 2. Every time I say something, I hear somebody bang the wall a little bit. So clearly, these drivers are starting to struggle out here with these tires, even though they have great temps out here tonight. Clearly, the tire wear out here is not helping these drivers.
Yeah, and again, just Kristen continuing to show that he's better later in these runs. Jamie Lipke's fallen back. Rick Ravon is checked out. He is on cruise control. We have a battle for second, third, and fourth place going on. This is going to be set up for a very exciting finish with these pit stops. Probably
Well,
within the next 5 to 6 laps, I would assume.
actually, I'm thinking 2 or 3 the way I'm looking at these runs right now. It looks like Ravon's on 33 laps and Lipke's on 32. So in the next, and as I say that, Rick Ravon has hit the pits. Screw the undercut for Jamie Lipke. Rick Ravon says, I'm going to do the undercut from the lead. So Rick Ravon is now in the pits, and Jamie Lipke will assume the lead with Kristen and Matthias battling it out for second place right now, as they've been doing all night. And I got to say that if Rick is taking this early pit, he's really going to put pedal to the metal now.
Looks like
extend
Mark
out.
is going to do the same thing. He was hot into the pits last time. See if he can gain a little bit more track time here. That's one of these things for Jamie, Kristen, and Marcamini is no mistakes coming into the pits, getting as hot as you can, clean as you can, and getting out's pretty quick, but getting in is not so easy.
Yeah, and I've got to think that if Lipke and Kristen, I know they're in chats right now talking with each other. They might have their own strategy going, but as we saw in those first pit stops, the undercut really has an advantage. The tire difference, the speed difference with those fresh tires and older tires is huge, and it might fire back on them. But we'll see how it plays out for both Jamie Lipke and Kristen as they're extending their runs out. I'm looking to find where Lipke is. Is Lipke going to go into the pits now? Yes, she is. So Lipke heads to the pits as Ravon passes her back for his lap back, and it'll be interesting to see how they come out. Wow, we're really gonna have a battle now.
I think Jason has stayed out another lap. I mean, if I were him, he's so much quicker on the long part of the run. I feel like it would have been better for him to do a short pit, but he's gonna go a little long. We're gonna see how it plays out for him. Drops down in pit road right now.
He drops down, so I'm looking for Lipke. Lipke is now getting into her pit stop. I don't know where Rick Ravon is. Look, Ravon's coming down the pit straight, so
Rick
looks like
already
Ravon will
passed.
assume the lead.
Next one we have to look for is Matthias. He should be coming around pretty quick here, I would think. He is at the start-finish line, and see if we can find Jamie here. See where the blend comes in. Jamie is just coming through right now. Markham's gonna have a huge run, ton of speed, fly by the outside. Undercut, works again.
Yep, ton of speed, and tires are warmed up, so he's gone. Jamie Lipke is going to get up to speed. Rick Ravon has now passed Jason Kristen, so I'm looking for Jason Kristen. Where is he in terms of this battle between Marcamini and Lipke? Marcamini now taking turn 2, getting past
Lost
Kristen.
a lot of time. He's going to possibly lose another one here.
Yeah. It looks like it's going to be a huge, about 3 seconds once those tires come into temp for Jason Kristen. So that overcut that they tried wasn't going to work. And like I said, it just looks like the undercut is very powerful tonight here at Homestead.
Yeah, and the extra car I thought was Friel, but it looks like Friel has yet to pit. So Friel is being shown in second, but I don't believe he's pit yet. So Rick is out about 11 seconds now on Marcamini. Lipke 1 second behind. And you know Jamie is going to be chasing down Marcamini and doing everything she can to get back around him.
Yeah, definitely. And Thaddeus has come into the pit, so our cycle has concluded with Rick Ravon assuming the lead with even a larger lead than what he had before. And Matthias Marcamini gaining 2 positions from that early undercut pit. So it looks like it's going to be a battle between Jamie Lipke and Matthias Marcamini for that second place, and maybe Jason Kristen. Once those tires come into temp, will start to catch up and make it a three-way battle for those final podium positions.
Yeah, and if you look in that in-car cam, I was noticing earlier in practice, very minimal inputs on steering. And when you get into a position like this where you're chasing somebody down or you're trying to get away, the last thing you want to do is start overdriving it. You can see just minimal movements by Matthias here, and that thing just carves down. So it's really easy to get too much wheel in it and start scrubbing your speed and hurting yourself.
Definitely. Well, before the horns of the checkered flag start going off, I guess we'll bring in another sponsor. That's going to be Glove Station. Glove Station is committed to providing quality gloves and protective gear for a wide range of your daily activities and jobs. From tinkering on home DIY projects to working in industrial environments and everything in between, Glove Station's got you covered. With the endless amounts of safety products that they have on the market, they want to make it effortless for you to find the right protection for your needs. And as we get back into the action, it looks like Jason Kristen is now picking up. Those tires are warmed up, and she has set the fastest lap of the race at 25.2. So she's starting to catch up at about, let's say, 3 seconds, less than 3 seconds behind Tias and Lipke. So it really looks like that battle will come to shape out soon. I don't know if Lipke is wanting to catch up now or is just biding her time to start that battle with Markimini, but the moment they start battling is the best thing for Kristen to catch up to them.
Yeah, he's about as far back now as he was when he caught up to them before. So maybe I was wrong. Maybe Kristen just has raw speed and throw some tires on there. And he's gonna go put in some fast laps, but he is definitely super quick right now. Looks like Jamie Markimini starting to weave down the backstretch. It's gonna start turning up here real quick.
So I definitely want to tune into Rick Ravon real quick. I've just been watching him for the last couple laps. It's just been poetic driving by Rick Ravon, hitting his marks, coming through each corner, and you can see why he is the defending champion of the series. Just absolute focus by him running through this track. It's just watching how he goes through these corners, late apex through one, rolls the car through the corner, and just glides the car out. It's just beautiful to watch.
Yeah, this is a good pickup for him, getting another win. He got real close last week at Suzuka, lost a little bit of points, but he's going to take max points today. And Brian Provo's down in 8th place, so a struggling night for Provo. Just wanted to get through this one. May have had a pit stop here, so that might be why he's in the back there. But yeah, rough night for Provo after such a solid start.
Yeah, definitely. And looking at Rick Ravon, I know he's an Indiana native who loves Indy cars. And another thing that we do love about Indiana is also another sponsor of us, which is the Indiana Department of Veteran Affairs. The Indiana Department of Veteran Affairs, I could say, is probably one of our biggest reasons we do Goat Locker. They provide a great service helping Indiana veterans navigate through federal and state claims. They help with tuition assistance for for veterans' children. They are the number one advocate for veterans in Indiana. They provide access to essential resources from property tax deductions to emergency financial aid through the Military Family Relief Fund. And we couldn't be more excited and humbled to have them as a sponsor for us here at Goat Locker.
Yeah, absolutely. That's when this league started. It was mostly surrounded by veterans. I was the only firefighter, one of the only firefighters that were in it, and I just happened to meet these guys in a random league and just followed them into this one, and couldn't be happier or more proud for the stuff that these guys are doing. And that's just, I got to take care of our veterans and do everything we can to support them. So appreciate their help.
Definitely appreciate everything that they do for us here at Go Locker. But looking into the rest of this race, Markimini holding off Jamie Lipke right now, about 6 tenths. Jason Kristen looks like has stalled off a little bit and is about 4 seconds now off the pace. I know it is easy for these drivers to settle in and oh, it looks like something happened. Trying to figure out who it was.
Oh,
Marcamini showing a meatball. Looking back on the replay, I don't know, Mike.
oh,
Oh,
big snap. Whatever that was. Get the
I don't
full
know if the.
picture here. Comes in a
Oh,
big wiggle.
yeah. See that?
Unbelievable save. I don't watch the wheel work here. These are some quick hands. Gets it loose, gets it back, almost saves it completely, and then finally that rear wheel touches and pulls him into the wall. But man, what a tough break for Marcamini.
A
Running
tough break
solidly in second position.
and a tough break for Marcamini. And I think also in iRacing, he's going to be forced to pit because if he doesn't serve, he would be disqualified. So, yep, he sits down in the pits right now, and he's going to go use his fast repair. Ooh, touches the grass just a little bit, gives it a nice cut, but makes it into pit road. And unfortunate for Marcamini having such a great race tonight.
Yeah, and that's going to move Jason Kristen up into third position, and just behind him, give a little shout out, Kyle Deering, running up in the fourth position right now. Great run for him. He started in this series last series we ran. Had no idea how to drive these cars, just jumped in, had a lot of rough races, but kept with it, and super proud of him for what he's doing right now, because you see some really talented guys having some problems, and he's just been steady and going to get an awesome finish out of this.
Yeah, right behind Jason or Kyle is Bill Mulfield, and Bill having a good race so far. I did speak that he has a Tennessee logo on his car, so I'm gonna have to give him a little chai for that as an Auburn fan, having that Tennessee logo on there. But great to see him out here enjoying his racing. Every week he's been getting better, having a fifth place position right now, and couldn't be more excited to have Bill out here and racing with us.
Yeah, I see that Tennessee logo on there. I just ignore it. Just pay attention to the flag. That's all you need to worry about. Great run for Bill. He is one lap down, but I mean, putting in an impressive run. You get a top 5 with these guys, you feel pretty good about yourself. And Bill is just consistently getting better and better. And step 1 is to make it through the race. That's how you get good finishes. You don't make it through, you're not going to get a good finish, obviously.
Yeah, and I think Bill is top 5 in points, so it's just clearly the consistency he's had all season is starting to show with how his point standing is, and it's just great to have somebody out here with that consistency and just out here excited to race every week with us. Well, just to give Marcamini some comfort, he did post the fastest lap now, 25 flat. So the fuel loads are dropping for these cars as we're under 5 laps to go now with Rick Ravon crossing the line. And we're getting
Yeah,
to the final points.
he is Matthias is about a second a lap faster than uh, Bill, but he is around 4 seconds back. So it would be very impressive if he's able to catch and pass Bill before the last lap, because we're getting down to 4 to go.
Yeah, 4 to go. Looking through it, Jamie Lipke, unfortunate to be, uh, well, unfortunate for the undercuts that happened to her. I'm sure she was kind of caught off guard with it. But we'll definitely ask her in the interviews if she ends up finishing in a podium position, what was her plan throughout it. But she's sitting in second, Rick Ravon in first, just taking a commanding lead as we are on 4 laps to go in this race. And honestly, Mike, it's just been a great race just seeing how these drivers have been navigating their way through this track.
Yeah, absolutely. And you continue to see how strategy plays out in these cars. At least half or over half of that lead that Rick has came from pit stops, and whether that's the tire differential, the in lap, out lap, or just being able to get on this long pit entry cleanly and fast. I mean, it's a number of different things that could have led to that, but something that Jamie can look back on and learn, and maybe kick it up just a little bit and close that gap with Rick, because that's who you're trying to get right now.
Definitely, but as always, the defending champion has shown his might, whether through pit stops or just great driving. He hung back a little bit as he comes out of turn 4 for the white flag lap presented by Glove Station. Quality gloves and protective gear to get you across the finish line. Rick Ravon starts his final lap, and it's just a parade at this point for this great driver in our series. Looking forward to speaking with him after this race and just finding out what he was thinking going through it. But incredible race by Rick. Takes turn 3 into turn 4, gives it a little run through the wall. The horns are out. Bang, bang, bang. Rick Ravon back in victory lane. Great race by Rick Ravon. Jamie Lipke coming across turn 4 into start finish from starting in pole position but finishing in second, which is well and great. And Jason Kristen with a great run, finishing in 3. So a 2 and 3 for the teammates at SRP here at INDYCAR. But all our focus is on Rick Ravon heading to the front stretch, and just incredible driving by him.
And we're going to get Rick coming up to the start-finish line to do the famous Ravon wiggle. We've seen many times before his victory celebration. Not very flashy, just gives you a little wiggle of them front wheels.
Yeah, actually, this would be my first time to witness the wiggle that I've always heard about. So great to see. Yeah, I've always been behind it. Never seen the wiggle. He sets it up.
Yeah.
Does he give us a little wiggle? Come on, Rick. Just do a little wiggle for us. Come on. Don't be shy. You haven't been in victory lane for a while. Come on. Let's do it. Hit it. Come on, Rick. You know you want to.
We've been talking it up too much now.
There he goes.
There it is. There he goes.
The Ravon wiggle. All right.
Wiggle while we give you the results for the race. First place, we've got the reigning champ, Rick Ravon, coming in second. Jamie Lipke, third place. Jason Kristen with a great run. Good to see him getting a podium. Kyle Deering, like I said before, great to see him continuing to improve. Comes out with a solid fourth place finish. Nothing to cry about there. Matthias Marcamini comes back and does finish 5th place, 1 lap down after that awesome stave to salvage his race. Thaddeus Friel comes in 6th place. Great run for him. Brian Provo, tough race, comes home in 7th. Bill Molefield finishes in 8th. Besson in 9th, and John Hamby rounds out our field in 10th.
Well, we'll go into commercial break, and we'll be right back with our top 3 interviews.
A thriving job market and low cost of living, plus a wide range of veteran benefits, make Indiana the perfect place for veterans of the United States military to call home. InVets can help you find that home. We're an organization started by veterans to help former service members transition to civilian life in our state. InVets can help you find the community with the career opportunities, housing, schools, and amenities that fit your lifestyle. To learn more about InVets, visit us at invets.org today.
Superior quality, ultimate protection, and the highest level of craftsmanship. We make our gloves for the hard worker that wakes up every morning and gives 110%. You deserve the highest quality protective gear that's going to work for you, day in, day out. We know it can be tough deciding what companies to trust for your hard-earned money. It's all in our name. We've mastered our craft to help you master yours. We make our gloves rugged, durable, and designed for you. Whatever the job is, we have you covered. We are your glove station.
Well, it was a great race at Homestead, and we have our winner, Rick Rave, on in the booth. Rick, great to have you back in the winner circle. How does it feel to get a win again?
Well, after last week, it feels pretty darn good. I'll tell you. We didn't weren't sure what to do with the setup, but it took me half of the first stint to figure out. Oh, okay, I get it now. And so after that, I guess Jamie had some trouble getting in and out of the pits. And we had like 5 seconds on him, and we just kept pulling away. And I was like, "Yep, we got it. We nailed it." I mean, as far as the handling of the car to set up the roll bars, the weight jacker, and stuff like that, we were just on rails at that point. And so I mean, it's good. No yellows. I mean, congratulations to everybody out there. Great job to all the drivers, and it's great to see my buddy Johnny Hamby out there. I'm sorry that I don't know what happened with him, but he left a little bit early. But I used to race with him in a different league, and good dude. And it's good to see him out there.
Yeah, definitely. It's great to see you out here, Rick, again, dominating like always. Just did you think about the undercut? Because it was very surprising to see you take that early pit stop on the second run, knowing that you had a 6-second lead. Were you just trying to block off anything that Jamie could have been doing?
No, I was running in fifth gear for the most part. Trying to catch up, trying to make up a little bit of ground on him. And I guess I had about a lap left, and I didn't want to take a chance running out like in the pits and go, like the old Bugs Bunny cartoons, and get to the pits. So I'm like, let me just go in now. And I think he went in the next lap. So we were right on the cusp of making it, but I figured I'm not going to take that chance. It's only one lap. So.
Yeah, gotcha. Well, with the incredible run that you had, who would you like to thank for your first place tonight?
I got to thank you. 100%. If it wasn't for you, we wouldn't be in victory lane. I'm sorry I jinxed everybody the other night. I mean, that was just unbelievable. I'm undefeated. I'll never mention anybody's name ever again while I'm watching a race. But thanks to the good Lord, thank you, Jesus, for dying on the cross for me and saving me from, forgiving me for my sins. Thanks to Lincoln Tech, of course. Fantastic. I love Lincoln Tech. I went to Lincoln Tech. I could tell you, best technical school out there for automotive technician. Save 22. Thank you to Save 22. The Indiana Department of Veteran Affairs. What a fantastic organization they are. Thanks to them. Thanks to all the drivers, everybody who supports Goat Locker Racing. Thanks, of course, to V-Speed, you guys up in the booth. Mike Browning. Thanks to Mike Browning. Sam Yosef. Love this guy. I love this guy, Sam Yosef. And, of course, the drivers out there, everybody that showed up, everybody raced clean, green flag all the way. And thanks to my wife. I love you, sweetheart. My kids, Zoe, Mila. Love you guys with all my heart. And I think that's about it. Thanks to Roger Penske, too. I don't know why. I just love him. Thank you, Roger.
All right, Rick. Well, good to see you. And we'll see you again next week.
I hope so. Hope we can make it. Thank you. God bless you.
Yep.
Thanks, Rick. All right, let's bring in our second place finisher, Jamie Lipke. Jamie, started on the pole tonight, took an early lead, and then it sounds like maybe had a little bit of trouble with the pit stops, but you come home with a solid second place finish. Great run for you. Why don't you tell us how that went for you?
Just a number of mistakes and then dirty air trying to catch up. It just all piled up into a 14-second gap there at the end. I noticed that I was losing like 6 seconds per pit stop just on that different pit road entry, something I didn't practice and definitely contributed to that. And then I was fuel saving the first run and a bit of the second run. And I didn't realize that I was still in another fuel map until halfway through the first or the second run. That that explains a bit.
Yeah, that would cause a little bit of a lapse in time there. But no, great job by you. Good to see after the last couple of weeks you've had some kind of crappy luck, but it's good to see you up front again. Anybody that you'd like to thank?
Definitely got to thank Lincoln Tech, Save 22. Lincoln Tech's also our title sponsor, so got to make sure they get a big shout out here. And the amount of work that they do supporting GLR throughout all of its endeavors. The Jam Printing and Promotions, V-Speed, Alexander PCs, Cruising Classics, GTR Simulators. Big shout out to Samuel Yosef. I know you're right here for your win last night. That was absolutely awesome to watch, and keeping your head cool and calculated, letting people race it out and take advantage of the opportunity.
Well, thank you, Jamie. Great to see SRP on the podium, and we're glad to have you here racing with us.
Yep.
Yeah, we appreciate you, Jamie. Appreciate you coming out. Keep putting in the work, and we're going to be talking to you first here real soon, I feel like. Congratulations on the second place finish, though, tonight, and just happy to have you here.
Yep, third pole this season.
There you go. All right, now we bring up third place finisher, Jason Kristen. Jason, he had to kind of work for it there. Started in 7th, but worked your way all the way up, and it looked like you had quite a bit of speed at the closing part of the runs. Why don't you go through your race with us? Tell us how you did it.
To be honest with you, I have no idea how I did it. Homestead has historically not been one of my best tracks, and that's saying a lot. But I kind of fuel saved and took it a little bit easy the first 2 runs, and had a little mishap getting into the pits on my second stop. I sped and clocked the wall, but got no damage, so thank God for that. And nearly spun out myself coming through 3 and 4, I think, on that final run, and somehow everything came out Millhouse.
Yeah, it was a great run by you, despite having some problems. Just imagine if you had a clean race where you would have been at. But great job tonight. Slowly working your way up towards the front. It's good to see you up here. It's really easy to spot that bright green ghost car anywhere on the track. Anybody you'd like to thank tonight?
Oh, definitely. Got to thank iRacing for putting out this amazing sim. Everybody at V-Speed for putting on these amazing broadcasts every single night. MK Fire Designs, Sim Motion, Harpoon Designs, Zat Graphics, and Lincoln Tech for sponsoring the series. And I'd be remiss if I didn't give a shout out to my personal sponsors, Ghost Energy, of course, Pappy's Pet Lodge, and Signature Signs and Graphics.
Well, we appreciate you, Jason. Congratulations on a third place finish. Great run for you, and look forward to seeing you next race.
All right. Thank you all so much.
Have a good one. All right, Sam. That was pretty wild. That's our first oval together, and I think it went pretty well.
Yeah, it went well. It was great. And looking at the schedule, we got 2 more road courses, especially Pat Drabick's, our CEO of Goat Locker's favorite course, Long Beach. So maybe he shows up for that race. I don't know, but Pat could be at Long Beach. So if you want to race with us and run with the head of GLR, come out to Long Beach. But Canadian Tire, great track. Long Beach, amazing track. And then season finale at no other than the Indy 500.
Yeah, great setup to close out the season. Great night tonight. A lot of great racing. Appreciate everybody that came out to race and to watch. Mike Browning, and that's Samuel Yosef with our producer in the booth, Skylar Daly. Thanks for coming out tonight, everybody. Have a good one.
Superior quality, ultimate protection, and the highest level of craftsmanship. We make our gloves for the hard worker that wakes up every morning and gives 110%. You deserve the highest quality protective gear that's going to work for you, day in, day out. We know it can be tough deciding what companies to trust for your hard-earned money. It's all in our name. We've mastered our craft to help you master yours. We make our gloves rugged, durable, and designed for you. Whatever the job is, we have you covered. We are your glove station.